Across the country, state attorneys are tasked with prosecuting state laws. But in Tampa, Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis has suspended State Attorney Andrew Warren for neglect of duty.
This is a dangerous precedent. This is a gross abuse of power that violates one of the most important fundamental principles of our democracy, that your vote matters.
The two-time elected prosecutor tells Newsy he was overseeing a grand jury process in the prosecution of 2 cold cases when he was blindsided.
Had there been any communication to you or your office from the governor about their concerns?
There have been no communication, nothing from the governor's office.
The governor said Warren put himself, quote, publicly above the law.
This was a statewide review to make sure that we were not going down the road of San Francisco, Los Angeles. And like 95% of it was all right here in Hillsborough. We are going to make sure that our laws are enforced and that no individual prosecutor puts himself above the law.
The executive order cites what it called policies of presumptive non-enforcement for certain criminal violations. Warren signing on to a statement which took a stance against the criminalization of gender-affirming health care and signing on to a statement on abortion.
When you're saying you're not going to enforce certain laws you don't like, that's a neglect of duty. That, quite frankly, is incompetence as defined in Florida law.
The statement on abortion was signed on to by dozens of prosecutors across the country after the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. It says in part, we decline to use our office's resources to criminalize reproductive health decisions and commit to exercise our well-settled discretion and refrain from prosecuting those who seek, provide, or support abortions. Florida passed a 15-week abortion ban in the spring, which has faced legal challenges.
Let me be clear. This isn't about anything that I did as state attorney. This is about what I said. This was me signing on to statements voicing my opposition, value statements, expressing concern about laws that were violating people's constitutional rights. One of those laws has been held unconstitutional. The other law isn't even on the books yet. They're punishing me for not enforcing a law that doesn't even exist.
A suspension like this is rare.
The prosecutors in Florida have prosecutorial discretion, but Mr. Warren didn't refuse to prosecute an active case. There wasn't a case where someone had violated the 15-week Florida abortion ban. Rather, he signed a letter that said that he wouldn't prosecute such cases. So firing him or suspending him, as the governor has done, is arguably a violation of the prosecutor's freedom of expression, of free speech.
The governor's order compares a refusal to enforce criminal law to a, quote, function of veto of state law.
The governor said veto power is not for individual state attorneys. Do you believe that's what you were signaling by signing on to the letter regarding abortion? And do you have any regrets about signing on to it?
The fact that you're asking the question shows just how dangerous this is. If an elected official can't speak out on an issue that's relevant to his job duties without fear of retribution from the governor, I mean, who is it that can speak without King Ron's permission?
The governor's office says he, quote, stands by the legal and factual basis for the suspension, pointing to the order.
Now, in Florida, the state constitution does give the governor authority to suspend a state officer who can't be impeached for a number of reasons. Warren said he plans to fight back and fight back hard. Legal experts say potential options for situations like these can include going through the state Senate, which is Republican-controlled, or court. Warren has not indicated which specific avenue he'll pursue at this point. He also defended how the office handled cases, citing its conviction rate and filing rate for both felonies and misdemeanors, Maritza.